It's like watching two peas in a pod arguing with each other. Women are owning feminists. What could get better all this is happening to her on live TV?
I have to see the film to see why I interviewed Paul Elam, because I had been a feminist of about 10 years before making the Red Pill movie, and all my previous work was about women's issues or gender, LGBT rights, gay marriage, that sort of thing. I've always been interested in gender politics, and I came across Paul Elam's writings on avoiceformen.com, and I was shocked and appalled and offended as a feminist woman. And so I decided to make a film about a voice for men and the men's rights movement and the large scope of that, because no one had ever made a film about the men's rights movement before. And so I interviewed 44 different people for this film, feminists and men's rights activists. And it's a very complicated topic when looking at men's issues.
It is, you're absolutely right, but it just seems to me that you don't really question their views in the film.
Did you see the film?
Well, we saw as much as we could because your publicist wouldn't send us the full thing.
I sent you the screener link actually to the full film.
So we watched as much as we could, yeah. But
you could also buy the film on Google Play, Vimeo, and
we
Amazon
tried to do that,
Prime.
and we couldn't. Be that as it may, it just seems from what I have seen.
Mark has all the answers today.
Dan Springer. Well, my next guest says that these tests are great for unsuspecting men everywhere and will actually stop women from cashing in on their offspring. Well, surprise, surprise, the man with that view is Mark Rudolph, and Lise Will disagrees. Mark, you can't actually believe this.
I absolutely believe it. Women are untruthful, they're unfaithful, and they're unabashedly mercenary. The gyno-judicial system allows them to commit paternity fraud, and that's exactly what's going on here, as Dan Springer said. They just did a study in New Hampshire. They found 30% of men paying child support were not the biological fathers. And a recent study in Australia of 6,000 DNA tests showed that 25% of the women were lying.
This lady looked lost.
But when you talk, say, about domestic violence, and there's a sort of thesis behind it, and I'm putting it in a bit of a nutshell here, so feel free to rephrase it, that men are, in the end, if men are pushed too far by too aggressive a feminism, there will be a backlash, and that there is, there's a sort of undercurrent of violence, be it verbal.
Oh, that's a warning, not a that's a warning, not
it's
a commentary
warning
on the
that
utility
kind
of
of suggests that there may be sort of fault in those who push progressivism too far. They will get a backlash. Some people, of course, see that as a bit of a permissive environment for bad behaviour.
Well, people tend to confuse describing the likelihood of something with supporting the fact that it exists, and I'm describing the likelihood of something, not supporting the fact that it exists. If you push too far on the left, you're going to get a backlash on the right. That's how things work. And this is just a derivation of that as far as I'm concerned.
Not what I thought Kim would believe in, but I'm all for it.
My message, I'm not, everyone always says, are you a feminist? Then why would you do this or this? And
I was going to ask you that.
And I don't think that I am. I think that I don't like labels. I just think I do what makes me happy, and I want women to be confident, and I'm so supportive of women. I love nothing more than when all my friends, and I love to support other women. But I'm not the free the nipple type girl. If you're not comfortable with that, don't.
I mean, he really is not helping himself.
See, this is about us as a society. This is about the collective socialization of men that has led to some men becoming predatory, becoming harmful towards women. And some, we're not even talking specifically about predatory behavior. This is day-to-day stuff that we hear.
I would urge everyone to stop retweeting and liking this video. I briefly dated Chris Hemmings last summer and experienced multiple incidents of emotional, mental and sexual